Dry Creek was the kind of town that lived on one story. Every July, they polished boots, hung flags, and drank to the memory of Clay Maddox, the fastest gun alive. His portrait watched over the saloon, grin painted in oil and legend. Kids were told to grow up brave like Clay. Men swore by his name before a fight. That evening, the brass band warmed its horns. Dust turned the sunset red as blood. Then, from the far end of the main road, a lone rider appeared. No banner, no smile, just a man wrapped in miles of silence. He dismounted, tied his horse, and stepped inside the saloon. The floorboards groaned as if warning him back. He looked at the portrait and muttered, "Funny thing about heroes, they don't always come home honest." Inside, Dry Creek shone like a bottle of fool's gold. Laughter rolled, fiddles played, whiskey flowed thick. The mayor stood on a table, glass raised high. To Clay Maddox, he shouted, who faced death and never blinked. The crowd roared. The stranger stayed near the door, hat low. Lantern light flickered across his jaw, carving shadows of someone who'd seen too much. A girl serving drinks caught his eye. She whispered, "You new in town?" He nodded once. "That depends, does truth ever visit?" She frowned, uncertain what he meant, and drifted away. Outside, the wind rattled the shutters like an omen nobody heard. The toast ended, and the crowd cheered loud enough to wake the hills. Then a quiet voice cut straight through it. That man wasn't brave. The music choked. A coin dropped, ringing across the silence. The bartender squinted. "You say something, stranger?" "I rode with him," the man said. "At Cedar Canyon. He ran while others died." Murmurs crawled like snakes. The mayor's smile vanished. "You drunk, mister?" "No," the stranger said, voice flat. "I'm just done with lies." Someone spat near his boots. But he didn't move, only looked again at the portrait, that painted grin staring back at him like a dare. By morning, the whole town buzzed. Outsider bad-mouthing Clay Maddox. Men loaded rifles, women whispered behind curtains. Pause. The mayor found him eating bread outside the stable. "You've made yourself unwelcome," he said. "Best be gone before sundown." The stranger wiped crumbs from his hands. "I'll leave after the truth does." That night, a group of ranch hands followed him into the street. One swung first, dust and fists flew. He never drew his gun, just stood his ground till they tired of hitting him. "Why you talking this beating?" one gasped. "Because every lie needs someone willing to bleed for the truth," he answered. He slept in the livery, face bruised, heart steady. Outside, boots patrolled and the church bell tolled like a warning he'd already accepted. Dawn painted the town copper when he stepped into the square. Crowd waiting, guns half drawn. Pause. Beside him limped a thin man with one empty sleeve pinned to his shoulder. "This here's Jonah Price," the stranger said. "He was there, Cedar Canyon." Jonah's voice trembled. "I saw Clay ride off when the shootin' started. Left us to die." The crowd gasped. A woman cried out, "Liar," but her voice cracked like dry wood. Jonah lifted his sleeve. "Lost this arm waitin' for his help that never came." Silence spread like wildfire. The mayor lowered his gun. The band's instruments hung quiet. Only the wind dared move. The stranger looked at the portrait one last time. "Now you know what you're drinking to." The widow pushed through the crowd, tears streaking dust on her face. "You could have let him rest," she cried. He bowed his head. "Rest ain't peace when it's built on a lie." She slapped him. He didn't raise a hand. The boys looked up to him. Then teach em to look up to truth. Someone hurled a bottle. It shattered near his feet. Jonah flinched. The stranger whispered, "Truth's the only gun I carry now." They turned their horses toward the open road. Behind them, curses mixed with the creak of shame. As they rode out, the rising sun caught the broken glass on the ground, shining like scattered metals that meant nothing. Weeks drifted by. Dry Creek went quiet. No parades. No songs. The portrait of Clay Maddox came down one night, no ceremony. Just the bartender, alone, taking it off the wall. He leaned it against a crate, stared at it a long while, then turned it face down. Some cursed the stranger's name, others whispered it like a prayer. The mayor stopped giving speeches. The widow stopped going to church. But in the schoolhouse, a teacher told her pupils, sometimes the bravest man is the one who tells the truth. And outside, the wind rattled that empty space on the wall, the sound of a town learning to live without its lie. He lost the town but kept his soul. Horses carry men forward, truth carries them alone. Then the question settles like dust after thunder. If telling the truth cost you everything, your friends, your peace, your name, would you still tell it? Wind rises. Hoofbeats fade. Silence remains. This was Tales of the Wild West. Like, subscribe, and ride with us again next time.